If you caught a glimpse of Sam Cooper's absolutely terrified face staring down that glowing, grotesque alien egg, then you already know we are dealing with a massive sci-fi mystery. Welcome to our explainer for Netflix's huge new hit, The Boroughs. Created by Jeffrey Addis and Will Matthews and backed by the Duffer Brothers, this series literally flips the script on everything we think we know about sci-fi thrillers.
Now do not click away. I promise you, this isn't just another piece of AI slop. This is a deeply informative, educational, and honestly, super entertaining breakdown. Today we're solving the biggest mysteries left hanging in the finale. We'll uncover the truth about the creature known as Mother, the hidden meaning behind that incredible Bruce Springsteen dance sequence, and the ultimate question, why on earth did Sam glitch in the meter at the very end? If you love unpacking complex lore as much as we do, go ahead and hit that like button and let's get right into it.
So, Chapter 1, The Dark Secret. Let's start by zooming right through the timeline that sets this whole nightmare in motion. It all kicks off way back in 1949, when the community founder, Marcus Shaw, stumbles upon a strange egg in a copper mine. From there, we fast forward through decades of a truly bloody cover-up, including a super shady incident in 1975 with a prison warden overseen by a guy named Hank, all the way to the present day in 2026. That's when our grieving protagonist, Sam Cooper, finally starts piecing this terrifying truth together.
And you know what's really insidious about all this? It's how the community's charismatic CEO, Blaine, uses a completely fake medical condition called Maxwell's disease. He uses this fabricated illness as a smokescreen to hide the horrifying reality that the elderly residents aren't just naturally declining. Nope. Instead, they are literally being hunted at night by these creepy spider-like creatures, the children of the alien entity they call Mother. These monsters are systematically draining the cerebrospinal fluid right out of the retirees' brains. Wild, right?
This brilliantly illustrates the horrific, exploitative cycle at the very core of the show. You see, Blaine is actually Marcus Shaw. By feeding that stolen human brain fluid to Mother, she produces this golden, goopy lifeblood. Blaine and his elite inner circle drink it to just stop aging entirely. They achieve eternal youth by literally stealing time from the most vulnerable members of society. It's this dark, twisted mirror reflecting how the elderly are so often dismissed or forgotten by the rest of us.
So, that brings us to a massive, mind-boggling question. How on earth do a group of seniors, armed with walkers and hearing aids, fight back against an ageless cult and their alien spiders? Before we dive into their battle plan, jump into the comments below and tell me who your absolute favorite character is.
Moving right along to Chapter 2, The Grey Rebellion.
As I mentioned earlier, this series completely flips the Stranger Things script. I mean, you've got the Duffer Brothers producing it, right? But instead of kids on bicycles navigating middle school drama, we get grief-stricken retirees using their decades of life experience, old CRT televisions, and hard-earned medical knowledge to hunt down monsters. It masterfully trades the nostalgia of childhood for the real emotional weight of a lifetime lived.
And let me tell you, this narrative weight is carried by an undeniably powerhouse ensemble cast. Alfred Molina brings incredible depth as the grieving Sam. Then you have Alfred Woodard as the razor-sharp investigative journalist Judy, Dennis O'Hare playing Wally, a retired doctor who's actively battling terminal cancer, along with Clark Peters as Art and Gina Davis as the fiercely independent Renee. This cast absolutely proves that intense action and thriller sequences belong to everyone, no matter their age.
Honestly, it's no wonder the critics are absolutely raving about this. The series is boasting a stellar 95% on Rotten Tomatoes. Even the master of horror himself, Stephen King, took to social media to praise it. He called it an absolute delight and told his followers that it's actually worth it. Let's be real, when Stephen King gives your sci-fi horror show his personal stamp of approval, you know for sure you've created a massive hit.
So, what makes this group so incredibly formidable is their brilliant scientific master plan. First off, Wally and Sam perform a secret pepper spray-interrupted autopsy on their murdered neighbor, Jheck, where they find puncture wounds in his throat. Next, Wally actually extracts his own brain fluid to use as bait. Then, leaning on their medical backgrounds, they discover the creature's blue blood has a right-handed chirality, which scientifically proves it's otherworldly. Finally, they rig together a trap using old CRT televisions to emit a frequency that actively hurts the monsters. It's genius!
These heroes definitively prove that age is just a number when it comes to defending your home, and they absolutely refuse to be gaslit by the facility's staff. Now, before we break down the massive twists of the season finale, do me a quick favor and share this explainer with your watch party friends so they are completely caught up on the lore.
Okay, let's get into Chapter 3, The Climax.
At the start of the climax, there's a huge temptation.
especially for Wally, who was dying of stage 4 cancer, to just use Mother's blood to cure himself and achieve immortality. But, the group soon realizes something heartbreaking. Mother doesn't want to live. She is exhausted. She's been drained by decades of horrific exploitation by Blaine's cult. So in this profoundly beautiful act of empathy, rather than keeping her alive for their own selfish benefit, they compassionately escort her deep into the caves so she can finally pass on.
In the final, tension-filled confrontation, Blaine manages to corner Sam. But Mother, having completely reached the end of her endurance, suddenly begins to glow with this intense, blinding white light. And then, boom, she detonates. She vaporizes herself, taking out her spider-like children and completely wiping out the villainous Blaine in a massive explosion. It ends the vicious cycle of suffering once and for all.
But right as that explosion happens, Mother gives Sam one final, truly miraculous gift. Sam experiences this vivid vision of his late wife Lily at the farmer's market. Now here is the brilliant hidden detail you might have missed. In real life, Sam didn't go to the market with her that day, and she famously forgot to buy shallots. But in this vision, there is a shallot sitting right there in her grocery bag. Mother didn't just give him a memory, she gifted him an actual alternate reality do-over. It was a chance to properly say goodbye, all while Bruce Springsteen's Thunder Road plays beautifully in the background.
Which brings us to the ultimate takeaway. Because the true resolution of this story isn't really just about defeating the aliens, is it? It's about Sam's profound personal journey. He moves from a state of paralyzing, unmoored grief to finally accepting his own mortality. When Lily tells him in that vision that time is a gift, it snaps Sam awake. It allows him to choose to fully live the remaining time he has left, rather than hiding from it in fear the way Blaine did. It's such a gorgeous exploration of grief and aging. But of course, come on, no great sci-fi series ends without a lingering mystery. In the very final scene, Sam is back home, he's safe, and he's applying a bandage to his head. As he looks in the bathroom mirror, his reflection briefly glitches, and it glitches in exactly the same way Mother's children used to glitch on the security footage. So the ultimate cliffhanger question here is, why did he glitch? Did he absorb a piece of Mother's essence in the blast? Or is she still communicating with him from some other dimension? With that final, lingering shot panning up into the night sky, it is absolutely clear that Sam's connection to the stars is far from over. That final glitch blows the door wide open for an incredible second season. To make sure you never miss another explainer as we track the future of this series and dive deep into your other favorite shows, make sure to hit that subscribe button right now. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you next time.